Y'all must have thought we was gonna start with Yemaya. We're not. We're gonna get to um, Shango. In the midst of me speaking about Shango, I do have to bring up a few other deities as well because they do play a part in this situation, but we're not going to get deep on who they are and what they stand for until the video is specifically dedicated to them. What were we doing? Shango. And guys, stop pronouncing his name as Shango. Okay? Stop doing that. It's Shango. Please. For lack of better words, in the human form, y'all pissing him off by calling him Shango. Use your tongue, your native tongue. Stop playing on his name is what he's telling me. But anyways, let's get into the video. And take what resonates. Take what resonates. But we're gonna get on Shango. So Shango was I don't even want to say neighborhood because I can't even limit him to not one neighborhood. Shango was, I lose my voice when I channel. It's like they're trying to come through, but they can't do that right now. We're not there yet, so y'all just wait, please. So yeah, Shango was the man that, okay, he's telling me to close my windows. Hold on, guys. I had to close my windows. And for you guys who don't know, I'm in my car. So I'm in my garage. And obviously it's not soundproof. So he said, roll your windows up. So that's what I did. So Shango, now I could get deep because people could hear me when I got my windows down, but they can't hear me like this. Okay. So Shango was the man. Okay. Not in the way that you guys think. No, he wasn't out there. And I'm saying this on a human level. So no disrespect to the spiritual realm, but I sense that my audience is a lot of newborns. If for lack of better words, you guys are newborns to spirituality. So I have to be very careful with my words. And I have to speak in your language. So they gave me the okay to do that. So now I can relax. So take what resonates as well. So Shango, he was like the man, period. Just think of the man when y'all think about when your family members is telling you stories of an elder and they're like, he was this and he was that. And then you got the other family members chiming in and like, yeah, he didn't play no games. Like, yeah, he was madly respected. Then you got another person that jump in and they got their story. Basically, it's just letting you know that he was that man. And to be honest, my uncle in real life that passed away recently embodied the Shango energy, like to the T. Like, this man was about that life. Like, he was about that life. And everybody, back to Shango, I'll get to my uncle, but back to Shango, everybody thought that he was a thug, a gangster. And he was not. He was not. Okay? He's the type of man that would see another man struggling, but know that the struggle that this man brought upon himself is something that he brought upon himself. Shango was not okay with people doing wrong, but he was able to see the other side of things, if that makes sense. He was able to see the other side of things and understand that you are working with what you were dealt with. I get that. But the fact that you're trying, I can extend a hand. He was that type of guy. But if he extend that hand to you and you bite it, yeah, y'all know that feeling that y'all get when y'all hear about Shango. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even have to explain. Y'all know. So one day, Oshun walked in. As a matter of fact, it kind of symbolizes my dress today. And I didn't know that I was going to be telling her story today. But I was moved to put on this dress. So, hey, she walks in. I don't want to say like it was a liquor store. She did drink. She was a wine drinker. But that was not the purpose that day. That liquor store was like combined, like it was like an all-in-one type of store. She was going in there for a spiritual bath. So in the back of the store, when you walk in first, it's a liquor store. And then to the right of that liquor store, it's like a family selling like natural products like soap and lotion and your everyday needs, but in an organic, natural form, no chemicals, nothing like that. And then when you go to the back, it was the doctor, as they call him. And she was going in there to go buy her a spiritual bath. As she's walking in, here's Shango. So they're walking in together. So he takes a step back, as a gentleman to allow her to walk in first, but he couldn't help it. He was just like, who is this lady? And she just going on about her business and, she's going to go get her spiritual bath. His idea was to go in there and go get him the darkest liquor that he can find. He liked it aged. And the salesman knew that. So he would buy liquor specifically for Shango and put it in the corner somewhere and allow it to age for him. Like, he didn't allow that specific liquor to cycle out, because those of you who don't know, in a liquor store, they waste a lot of liquor. And the reason being is because they have to sell it fresh. It's illegal to sell it aged. Now, don't get me wrong. The right amount of money can get you aged liquor. So, I don't want to say it's not out there, but your typical liquor store is liquor store. My accent is coming out, which is, hey. Your typical liquor store is one of those stores that are forced to cycle out, to recycle to cycle out the liquor. So basically there's a shelf life for the liquor in the liquor store. And they have to shuffle that out and put the freshest out there, because if you want aged wine, you have to age your wine yourself. Or like I said, money can get it for you. But long story short, Shango was known at this liquor store. This guy knew he liked dark liquor and he loved it aged. That was the only way he could feel that burning sensation. He wanted to feel that burning sensation. And the funny part about it is the salesman goes to the back and he's happy because he's been aging. I want to say it's like cognac. He's been aging this cognac for Shango for years. And this is finally his time to be like, look what I got for you, dude. He runs up to the counter. He goes, Shango, Shango, look what I got. Look what I got. And, he's all cocky about it because he know it's going to hit the spot. Shango turned around and he goes, not today, man. And the dude freezes and he drops the liquor bottle and it shatters. And the guy's thoughts is like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Because remember I told y'all, if you bite the hand that feeds you, that's when the Shango energy shows up. So the liquor man is scared because he's like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Did I not age it right? Shango turns around and he was like, chill out, man. But keep in mind, the guy wasn't saying anything. He just was like in his head about it. And he also dropped the liquor bottle. But Shango is not looking at him when any of this is happening. But he turns around at the dude and he goes, chill out, man. And the guy was like literally his eyes was like, because he was like, oh my God, okay, I'm good. So Shango was like, where'd that lady go with the flowy yellow dress? Which way did she go? And he was like, the salesman was like, oh, Oshun, she went back there. She's going to go get her bath. And Shango was like, bath? And there was no limits for him. Like, you're not going to tell him no. You're not going to tell him no. So he walks back there. The lady selling the soaps on the side is, wrapping her soap looking. She looks at the salesman. The salesman looks at her and she goes, because they knew, like, you can't tell him he can't go back there. Normally, you aren't allowed back there because the herbalist, in a sense, only deals with familiar spirits. And they knew Shango was new to him in the physical form. But they couldn't tell Shango no. They couldn't tell him no. So he goes back there, and Oshun has her bag with her spiritual bath in it. And, she's just so pretty and so just elegant and sexy and feminine. And she turns around and she looks at him. She doesn't even have an attitude. But normally, from a human experience, you'll look at that person like, how dare you walk in on my ceremony? But she, on the other hand, she turned around, she looked at him, and she said, are you interested in something? And Shango goes, just like that. And she's like, you'll be okay. And she started walking away and just prancing away. And keep in mind, every time Oshun had to heal somebody, her uterus will cramp. I don't want to say cramp, but it was more so like her uterus would talk to her. So every time she would get that feeling, she would know. And then she'll also get back pain. So she walked away from Shango. She looked at him. She said, you'll be okay. And she walks away with her little flowy dress. And he just watched her walk the whole time. And he still was stuck, like. Until that woman was out of his sight. Even when she was out of his sight, he still did one of these, hoping that he had some type of magical superpower to look from inside of the store, but on the other side of the outside of the store. That woman was powerful. And Shango, he goes, right? He walks to the store. Everybody's looking at him, trying to see his response, but they notice like he's so love struck. And then the lady that's making the soap, she snickers. She goes, because she knows about Oshun, and she just feels bad for him because he doesn't. And he looks at her and he goes, what you laughing at? And she goes. Then he looks at the guy that's selling the liquor and he goes, trash it. I don't need it anymore. And the guy was like, okay, boss. Oshun was so smooth that she healed Shango of his addiction. And the sad part about it is now she is his addiction. And he don't even know it. That's how smooth she was. So, long story short, these two run into each other over and over and over and over and over and over again. Until one day, Oshun gets pregnant. She gets pregnant. Everybody's looking like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Because they were so in love that nobody could understand it, because nobody has actually ever experienced true love before during that timeline. So nobody could understand how Oshun ended up pregnant. They thought she was a self-centered, self-absorbed type of girl, and they felt like she thought she was too good to be approached. And all along, this woman is floating through this earth, healing people left to right. Even the ones who talk down on her name, because if you knew her name, you crossed her path, which means she extended a blessing to you. We'll get into the baby. I don't know if we'll get into it today. Maybe we'll get into it today or tonight. Maybe tomorrow. But I'm stopping here.